So today, really appreciate everyone joining us for another Alignable webinar. Today, we are jumping into a really exciting conversation. I've been really looking forward to this one, aligning search engine optimization with the digital consumer journey. This is kind of a continuation of our webinar from 2 weeks ago that was all about search engine optimization. Today, we're kind of talking about how that aligns with the digital consumer journey and kind of, establishing an online presence that is going to be, high ranking and help you with your impact on Google, but also getting the most from the traffic that you receive. So just a little reminder before I jump in, just please keep all conversations in the chat. After the presentation, which is going to be about 25-30 minutes right here, we will have a Q&A at the end. I'll be more than happy to answer everyone's questions. And for everyone who sticks with me all the way to the end, we are giving away a free tool that is going to be huge on exactly the things that we're talking about today to really help you get the most out of your online presence and help you market much smarter. So this is going to be a really great presentation. Let's go ahead and jump in to SEO and the digital consumer journey. So some marketers or search engine optimization providers, they kind of want to like separate the SEO and digital consumer journey conversations, but Google is increasingly showing how interconnected they really are. And they're really pushing business websites in this direction. So that's why I thought it was important to have a webinar like this to talk about how interconnected they are, and just kind of, give everyone kind of the guidance on, what it takes to kind of have an online presence on this level. So between our last webinar on search engine optimization and this one today, there's going to be a lot of helpful information between those two to really help you, really make the biggest impact that you can with your website. Also, just want to remind everyone, I know everyone really likes to download these presentations afterwards. The complete video of today's presentation, the PDF of the presentation itself, and we always make some highlight clips and stuff. That's all going to be afterwards, right from the Hoot Host website. I'll make sure that everyone has the link for that. So let's go ahead and explore the digital consumer journey and how it aligns with your website's optimization, helping you not only gain more organic search engine visitors, but also, really getting more from the traffic that your website receives. So this presentation is packed full of professional guidance and recommendations. Today, we are going to be talking about building a trusted and authoritative online presence. We're going to understand how the consumer journey and SEO align together. And then we're going to get into all the individual stages of the digital consumer journey. So that's the discovery stage, the consideration stage, action, and then we're going to get into some fun bonus ones of the retention and advocacy stage and talk about how all five really come around full circle and why they're all so important to really grow your online presence and get the most out of your website. So with all of that said, let's explore SEO and the digital consumer journey. The first thing that we're going to talk about today, our first big topic, is building a trusted and authoritative online presence. So again, this kind of goes back a little bit to our webinar from 2 weeks ago, but now we're going to take it a step further and talk about, how SEO is going to relate to that first stage, in the digital consumer journey. So number one, building a trusted and authoritative online presence is really all about optimized content and a lot of what we talked about in the last webinar, which is just following Google's current standards. So the first big thing that I really want to focus on here is Google's new helpful content algorithm. So this is making your website content, specifically your blogs or your marketing landing pages, focused on just answering questions for people in your industry or who are maybe potentially interested in your services. What are they looking for help with, right? We all kind of have this tendency, we're all guilty of it, that we write a blog post and we kind of want to self-promote and talk about why we're special and what we bring to the table. That's not what Google wants from us anymore. And the type of blog posts that are out there like that, or landing pages that are out there that are really self-promotion and kind of even a little spammy, let's say, those are going to get real knocked down in the ranking. People who are just putting out helpful content that is just insightful, useful information, answering people's questions, still very much relevant to your services and what you do, but really focusing on helping people and just answering those kind of common questions, that's the type of stuff that Google is going to start to rank really high right now. a big part of that conversation is what we call EEAT. This is kind of an acronym, created by Google. It's really just about how Google interprets your website and your content. So EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. So this is really, kind of a strategy realistically of, when you're blogging or you're creating your content for, let's say like marketing landing pages, you want to be sharing your personal experiences, talking about, your time in this particular line of work that you do, talking about, impacts that you've had with people, sharing kind of, just your experiences and your point of view on this particular topic or service. At the same time, you also want to showcase your professional expertise. So you want to talk about your years invested and, what it takes to really become an expert in this type of work. And at the same time, as you're consistently, kind of publishing quality content like this and you're sharing that helpful information, especially, what's going to happen over time is that you're going to build trust within Google and just really within your audience. And that's how you're going to continue to rise in the ranks. So it really is all about sharing your experience and your professional expertise over time, creating that topic authority to become an authoritative online presence. And the more that you do that, you're gonna become a trusted resource for Google to share that information. Kind of relating back to our SEO webinar from 2 weeks ago, Google SEO Essentials. So, in that webinar, I talked a lot of like the higher end search engine optimization stuff, technical SEO and on-page SEO, backlinking, all of the stuff that goes into having a really high level SEO website from just like, kind of like the traditional SEO standpoint. But something I did kind of mention in that webinar was realistically, if you just have what I've kind of coined this term, the Google SEO essentials in place, it's kind of like the foundation of the house. As long as you have that, and then you're, following kind of like the helpful content EAT, standards, you're going to be okay, and you're going to start to drive organic traffic to your website. I mean, certainly if we can all invest the time and certainly the money into, the higher level search engine optimization, that stuff helps. But certainly for like a small business or a local service provider, if you just have these Google SEO essentials in place and you're following what we're talking about today, you're going to really get more out of your website. So the Google SEO Essentials, we talk about this a bunch in the Hoot Host community group. There's a ton of articles on it that we've published and even individual videos that we've made. It really is just about having like the basic technical SEO in place so that Google can effectively crawl and index and rank your website. It's about page attributes, having your titles and your descriptions and your image attributes all correctly configured on your individual pages and blog posts. And then just having strong performance within your website, making sure that it loads fast. And then also it really is helpful to also make sure that your website is meeting accessibility compliance, especially for ADA. We talked a lot about scanning your website with Google Lighthouse, if everyone remembers that. I do see some familiar faces in here. So just making sure that those essentials are in place is really kind of like going to be enough, especially for most small businesses and local service providers to really get out there. And again, I would recommend everyone go back and watch the Hoot Host SEO webinar from just 2 weeks ago in January, if you are interested in more of the higher level search engine optimization stuff. So let's kind of continue the conversation here and talk about how that SEO and kind of like the content optimization that we're talking about here, how it aligns with the consumer journey, right? Because, all right, we're following the helpful content algorithm and EEAT standards. We're blogging about our topics and we're kind of building authority over time with doing that, right? So now, Google is saying, okay, they're putting out some quality content. We're going to recommend them, and people are finding you and, you're getting organic search visitors to your website, right? And what's so great about following this process and these principles is that it's going to be targeted content. It's going to be the right people because they're asking questions to Google. We're, our blog post or our landing page is being recommended as, answers to that question. So it's actually the correct people too. It's not just random people. So, you're blogging and you're putting out information about, topics that are, unique to your business specific categories and topics. And certainly, we want to capture people who are local to us too for our, local service providers in the audience here. So, we're seeing that information, or we're seeing that traffic coming in from the information that we're publishing, Great, that's a big step one, right? But now we have to have kind of like the other side of the conversation about gaining kind of the results that we want from that traffic that's coming in, right? So we need to kind of have understand the stages of the digital consumer journey, and really understand kind of like the roadmap graphic that you're seeing here, that when people are coming into the website, that's really only step one. And ultimately we want to drive them down that road of the consumer journey, toward the desired actions of our website, which is really helping us meet our business goals. um, so really just a reminder here that blogs and landing pages and writing effective content, it really is just kind of step one. But as long as we are structuring our website and our user experience to the consumer journey, now we're going to start to lead people, in the correct way. We're going to be meeting Google's expectations of us, and then we're going to start to have a high converting website that's actually, creating the results that we're looking for. So with that all kind of in mind, and that really is why I just want to say I felt like a webinar like this is important for everyone to understand that they are very interconnected. Just so you're not separating the two, and and not understanding like there are very much an alignment here, and when you are kind of approaching this in sort of like all at the same time basically. And it's not like it's a lot of work, it's just about kind of structure and strategy. But as long as you have the right state of mind about meeting your optimization and your website's user experience at the same time, that's what's going to help you make a really powerful online presence and get the results that you're looking for. So now let's get into the individual stages. There's 5 stages of what Google calls the digital consumer journey. So let's get into the first one, the discovery stage, and how maximizing your blog posts and landing pages is really, going to be really the most sort of like powerful way to, lead more people to the discovery stage. And again, I know there's a lot of text in here. Keep in mind, this is all going to be available for download afterwards. So again, your blogs, your marketing landing pages, that's where people are finding you from search engines, right? Maybe you'll get lucky and they'll land on one of your service pages, but Google really loves to have someone, especially in light, again, of the helpful content algorithm, they're going to say, hey, here's a blog post that perfectly answers your question. So it really is like, such a kind of like, underrated or just not even understood way to really effectively drive the right kind of targeted traffic to your website. And what's really crucial about this too is it's great that a blog or a marketing landing page, they're not really linked into like the main navigation of your website. So someone's going to land on that page and they're going to go right into your journey, and they're not going to get distracted by a navigation that's going to take them somewhere else, and all of a sudden they're reading about something else and they totally kind of forgot what they were even there for, and they just go, whatever, and they X out, and now you've got nothing out of that traffic. From a blog or a landing page, it's like, they're right into the mix as long as you kind of have it all, set up correctly. So again, gaining that targeted traffic from search engines using EEAT. Avoid self-promotion is so huge because those type of posts are going to drop in the rankings. Once visitors are on that blog, we want to just kind of gently nudge them with cross-linking and calls to action into what will now be the next stage that we're going to talk about, our pillar pages and our service pages, where in there we kind of can turn the heat up a little bit and give them even more information and even kind of talk about ourselves a little bit. And then, just really remembering that the more that you are blogging, you're putting out, topic specific and business specific and location specific information that's just helpful. Think of every single one of those blog posts and those landing pages as another discovery opportunity. And that's where, it's just like a giant, kind of rake, and you can bring in all this traffic. And as long as you're structuring everything correctly, you're going to be getting the most from that discovery stage. The discovery stage, I really have to focus big here on just the blogging aspect and really, kind of building that online authority, because this is, we want to draw people in, right? That's what it's all about. From those cross-linking and calls to action from the blogs, bringing people into the next stage, let's talk about the consideration stage, which is your pillar pages and lead generation. So in the consideration stage, this is where kind of, my little joke is like, we can kind of turn the heat up a little bit here, right? this is where now, we have a little less pressure to, just be providing helpful content and everything like that. We can start to, give them more in-depth information about what they came into the website in the first place. They were coming in on a certain topic about your business. Now they land into, this service page or this pillar page. You can say, hey, we offer this service and this is what we bring to the table. And this is why we're special. And this is why we're so good at it. We've been doing it for all this time, and give them more information about what they came here for, but also start to really highlight yourself. So you can distinguish yourself from your competitors. You can have comparisons. You can, really start to, kind of, separate yourself from, let's say like local competitors. And most importantly, for this step is capturing leads. So in an ideal world, from stage to stage and step to step of the journey, we're going to be able to guide them from page to page and kind of like through step to step. But as just a fallback, really, in the consideration stage, we want to make sure that we're at least capturing leads. So it's really important on your service pages or your primary pillar pages of your website that you do have some type of lead generation form, or a lead magnet, let's say, some type of promotion that's going to engage a user to want to, move forward. And, for service providers, maybe something like a small favor marketing campaign. If anyone has a question about that, we can answer it at the end. But small favor marketing is a really interesting strategy, and it really does help a lot of folks, kind of get like that initial grab from someone. So once you capture those leads can be integrated into your marketing campaigns or your CRM. So then you can drive those potential customers to our desired actions, even if they leave the website. So at least you got that information, and now you can follow up with them and drive them to action through email marketing or social media, SMS, paid advertising. So that is really how you make sure that you don't lose that person, just in case they make it to the consideration stage and then, they don't move forward through the website. You at least have that. Ultimately our goal, of course, is to guide the journey forward, but, capturing leads and, really giving people, an incentive to move forward is really huge in the consideration stage. This is where a lot of businesses struggle. So we're going to talk about this again in just a little bit. So let's say they do move forward, right? Either we captured that lead, or we're just fortunate enough that they did move forward into the next stage of the website. Now think about it like this. The user came in from Google, they landed on that blog in the discovery stage, right? They went, oh, okay, I'll read some more. And they went into our consideration stage, pillar page, or service page. How many clicks do you really think they're going to give us? Are they going to go 10 more deep or anything like that? There should be one more click, and that is going to your purchase or your action page. So this is securing the commitment, right? This is where, we've told them in the consideration stage, like, we've given them every reason why they should want to do business with us, but we only want to make them go one more click to get to our desired action page. And the desired action page could be, making a purchase, or signing up for your offer, or just booking an appointment and filling out a contact form. Realistically, strategic linking from the consideration stage to the action stage is so key that it's just a simple process of navigating forward. But we shouldn't expect, especially a search engine visitor, to really give us more than 2 or 3 clicks. They got to make it here. We gave them information. We gave them the understanding of, what makes us special and how we can help them. But once they're here, it's got to just be like decision, or they're probably just going to be gone. Certainly with, if they did leave us, but we captured that lead in the consideration stage, through your marketing, you can still drive them to this action page. But that's really so important that, because people sometimes, they show me their user experience, they, oh, we aligned everything the way you described, and you make it to the action page, and I'm like, well, why is all this stuff digging, and I got to click around more and look for stuff? It can't be that. It's got to just be 2, 3 clicks, and they're here, and now they're going to make that decision to do business with you or not. Because realistically, a digital consumer who really easily moved through the discovery and consideration stages is far more likely to actually do business with you and make your desired action, especially on something like a website. And really a well-designed website and structuring, the journey correctly like this and making it just a simple user experience, that's everything. And that's how you're actually going to get your results, and you're actually going to, your website's going to be effective for your business. So that's kind of like the first three steps. And sometimes that's described as kind of like the buyer's journey or the customer journey, where Google kind of changes the, kind of like traditional kind of marketing idea of these things, calling it the digital consumer journey, is these next two steps, which are, might seem like kind of an afterthought because now you're like, hey, we brought them in from search engines and, we properly kind of, showed them why we're special and they gave us their business, all good things, right? But these next two steps are literally just as important, if not more important. So the next one we're going to talk about here is the retention stage, and that's cultivating lasting relationships. So, something that a lot of business websites fall short on, and this could be true for an e-commerce or just a service provider. Let's say you're a coach, anything along those lines. Something that's so important is just having effective online support and communication. Especially for like an e-commerce or a service provider, you want to make sure that your website is an effective communication tool and you have quality support and customer service pages and really just like wide open, easy to understand communication. So user-friendly communication tools could just be forms, a chatbot, direct to phone, and a really big one that I know I talked about in the SEO webinar as well, Google Business Profile messages. Everyone should go to their Google Business Profile and make sure you turn on that messages feature, because what that does is it allows people directly from search engines to just immediately get in contact with you, and you get that notification to your phone or directly to your email. But also, customers who are already familiar with you, they might just, use that feature just to kind of keep up with you. It's a really amazing tool and really, really recommend it for everyone. The point is here is do everything you can to keep your website communication just open, simple, and responsive. I know everyone here is a business owner, either a small, medium business or a local service provider. Ultimately, we all know what's really the most important thing here is quality products, quality services, and building a great business. But, just like a relationship, communication is everything. So really, maintaining that relationship with your customers and using your website as a communication tool is so, so important. When you do that well, the next kind of stage here is the one that we all really live for and the one that we all love the most, right? Advocacy, and building your reputation. This is where the whole consumer journey comes around full circle, because the retention stage is about you making kind of like lasting gains with your business, but advocacy does actually have an impact on the complete cycle and you growing your business through search engines. Because the more that Google sees that people are advocating for your business by way of testimonials and reviews, and certainly kind of coming back, you have a consistent audience. All that's going to do is help the discovery stage, help you get found more, and it really, especially through something like a Google Business Profile, is just going to help you boost your online presence. So, when retention and, building your business is done well, the advocacy stage it's like the gift, that just keeps on giving and really is, makes it all worth it, right? Giving happy customers an easy means to give you reviews, testimonials, or referrals, so huge. And then on top of that, showcasing those happy customer experiences on your website with testimonial sections, embedding third-party reviews from, outside websites that, Facebook or Yelp or anything like that you might be getting reviews from. Some people go as far as to make, videos. If you can get customer, sort of like appreciation videos, it's huge. Or for, let's say you're a local service provider, a contractor or something like that, a lot of businesses like that will make case studies to kind of show what they did and understand, kind of their impact and, really kind of, bring it all together and tell this great story about the work that they've done for someone. And especially for everyone here in this chat, small, medium businesses and local service providers, drive reviews to your Google Business Profile. I know I said that a million times during the SEO webinar. It is so important. And that is really, again, how Google is going to recognize that more people are advocating for you, and it's only going to help your online presence grow. It's just so important to kind of understand that this all is very much a kind of a full circle experience and building this journey. And that is really, what's going to help you have that impactful online presence. So let's just have some reminders and recap here. Again, SEO and the digital consumer journey really are interconnected. It's so important to not think of them separately. Your user experience and your optimization efforts are very much, related and very much rely on each other. It's not, it's about ranking well on Google, but then also getting the most from the traffic that you do receive. And again, it's not like we need, thousands and millions of website visitors. You could be just getting just, 10, a dozen. But if you have this journey in place and you are creating this high converting user experience, you're going to just get results even from those small numbers. So it's not about, getting tons of views. Everyone looks at their, marketing campaigns or their social media and they go, we're only getting, 5 people like this. Yeah, but if that's 5 people that you can convert into customers, then it's all this work is worth it. And if you do it well with, especially through the retention and advocacy stages, it's going to help you grow. And that's really how you're building that effective online presence. So again, strictly follow the Google helpful content standards. Put out those blog posts and those marketing landing pages, just answering people's questions that relate to your business, your location, and just business specific topics that, around what you do. And that's just going to help you rise in the ranks. Same thing, follow EEAT when you're writing those type of posts. Think about sharing your expertise and your experience, and just really stick to a schedule because you want to build that authority on the topics that, your business focuses on. Through those marketing landing pages and those blogs, that's how you're going to get discovered and you're going to draw people into the first step of the consumer journey. Your pillar pages and your service pages is where then you can share more information about your business and what makes you special and why people should work with you. And also it gives you the opportunity to generate leads, ultimately pushing people to the purchase or action stages, where we're getting the desired results that we want, right? And then maintain customer retention with just quality website support and great communication. And really just make sure that you're sharing those testimonials, you're pushing people to give you reviews and just maximize your Google business profile. It is so, so important. So I really appreciate everyone who has stayed with me so far. It looks like everyone stayed. I really appreciate it. Some people drop off sometimes. So for everyone who has stayed with me right now, I know this is a interesting kind of marketing conversation. And the biggest challenge is often going from like the consideration stage and getting people to commit to your desired actions. So, there's a lot of tools out, marketing tools and everything out there that can really help you with this. But today, let's do a little drum roll. Ready? We are giving everyone Hoot CRM completely for free. So if you go over to our website, you can check out Hoot CRM, use code CRM free at the checkout. You can try it even just for the trial period. I think you'll see just how impactful it is. This is, imagine all of your CRM, your contact relationship, sort of like management and, marketing streamlined, plus a whole bunch of marketing tools all in one dashboard. We've really created something here that's going to be a game changer for a lot of business owners. So imagine having like comprehensive contacts management, your lead generation and all of your pipelines, reputation management, where you could set up like an automated email. So once someone signs with you and maybe they've been with you for a little while, now you can have an automatic email sent out to them to push them to go to Google and leave you those reviews, to help us grow our reputation. Managing your email marketing and your social media management all from one dashboard. So you can post to all your social media, you can build effective email marketing campaigns. I know I talked about this a little bit in the SEO webinar, where I was really trying to push everyone to say, think of your Google business profile like it's just another social network. Using that updates feature on the Google business profile, it's kind of like a little mini social media feed or like a mini blog right there. And something that's really interesting that now Google is doing is when you're making those updates, they're showing those in related search results. So it really helps you to kind of expand your impact and your footprint on Google. Treat that like a social media page. And what's really cool about Hoot CRM is when you go into the social media scheduler, you can automatically post to any social media platform, but also to your Google business profile, just like it is a social network. So we've kind of combined that right there with social media. It made it a really streamlined process for everyone. You can build your landing marketing pages with integrated forms. You can build forms and just embed them onto your website if you need to, all with really great real-time reporting and analytics, automated and all types of really amazing AI-driven tasks. So you can really kind of streamline a lot of your scheduling and automated emails and everything. And if you work with another platform and you just want to integrate the two, we can do that as well. We have a lot of as you need integrations as well. Okay, so with all that said, hey, we'll do some confetti one more time for fun. With all of that said, let's start a conversation now about SEO and the digital consumer journey. I'm happy to answer anyone's questions and really appreciate everyone joining today. I'm sure everyone here knows, we post about topics like SEO and the consumer journey all the time in the Hoot community group. So definitely hope everyone will join us over there if you're not already a member. And if you have time to leave us a review, we definitely appreciate that as well.